Hey, what's going on, gamers? Skur here today with a video I've been wanting to do for a while now. Essentially discussing, so you want to build an HO scale steam locomotive kit. And I'm going to talk about the manufacturers of kits, what is inside a new kit, and some of the tools that you will need to build your model. So let's go ahead and get started. First things first, what is a steam locomotive kit? Well, a steam locomotive kit is a kit that is a rough kit, so to speak. So here I have a brand new Roundhouse 060 kit, and we will take a look at it. And you can see it is totally unassembled. There are your drivers in here, your side rods, your steam chest. They are all totally apart from each other. Your tender, your boiler, your cab, and your frame, they all have to be assembled. This one is a pre-painted kit. The majority of the Roundhouse kits are pre-painted. And you will have to put this together. It will take you about 40 hours to put it together following the instructions. These are the easiest kits to put together. The most complicated thing that you will have to do is build a mechanism. And you will have to start with a frame. And you can see this is a rough cast. This is not a finished part. This will need to be filed down, finished, before you can use it. And again, this really isn't explaining how to build one, but that is what a steam locomotive kit is. It would take you, like I said, about 40 hours to build that. So what will you need to build that kit? Well, several things. Perhaps the most important thing is you will need several sets of files. You can get these on Amazon for about $10 for a set of 12. And one set will last you just fine. I have multiple sets, but you will need flat files, round files, even files like this. They all come in handy. Next thing that you'll need is some glue. Never know when you'll have to glue something down. I use just this Gorilla Glue. It works really good. Next, you'll need some very tiny screwdrivers. Again, you can get these on Amazon. They're like a watchmaker screwdriver or something like that. Again, those are really cheap, like $10. Next thing, and this is kind of optional, especially for an MDC kit, is epoxy. You can use epoxy for all sorts of things. It can be very, very handy, but it can also be a crutch. This is not cheap. I believe this set was like $50 for epoxy. Next thing that you'll need are a pair of sprue cutters. They come in very handy, not just for snipping plastic parts, but for snipping wire, brass wire, other things. You'll need a set of needle nose pliers and sets of tweezers. Very small tweezers are also really helpful. And the other thing that I don't have pictured here is you will need a soldering iron, flux, and solder. Maybe not with an MDC kit, but you will need that for something eventually. So let's talk about where to get a kit. Where can you find these things? Who makes them? Hey, I'm ready to get my kit. Where do I get it at? You can get one at your local train store if they have them in stock. They don't make these new anymore. That's the thing, though. Nobody makes American HO scale steam locomotive kits anymore. No one. So you would have to find a kit that was made years ago and build it now. And that's what people are still doing. And the more that people do this and the more kits that are bought and used up, the less and less they will be, and the more and more expensive they will eventually get. Now, a typical MDC kit like this or this will run you about $80, anywhere between $50 to $80. A Tyco kit, a Mantua Tyco kit like this will run you about $100 to $120. And a Bowser kit, depending on what model, like this Challenger here, will run you anywhere between $200 and $300. So let's talk about some of these manufacturers. Like I said, let's start off with MDC. This is the most easiest, simplest kit to build. There's really no complicated drive rod parts or anything like that to do or to build. These kits are very straightforward, very, very welcoming for the beginner. When you're ready to move up, maybe you can find a Tyco kit. These are a little bit more complicated with various rods and cranks and all sorts of things that you will have to put together. Where the MDC kit will take you 40 hours, the Tyco kit might take you 60 hours to build. And Bowser, these are extremely high quality kits. And you can see here, again, this one's not finished yet, but it's very close to being done. These will require a lot more work than either of the two. Anywhere between 80 and 100 hours, depending on your skill level, for something like this Challenger here. There are a few other kit manufacturers, such as Arbor Models, and there are a few brass kits floating out there. Import kits, those are a lot more difficult to build than any of these kits. These are basically your main three options. And that's really about it. Just a simple introductory video on kit building. Hope you enjoyed.